that we need to ask ourselves three of the most important questions all of us need to ask ourselves. Number one, who am I? Who am I? Number two, what am I doing here? You see, what we do here is predicated on who we say we are. Who am I? Who are you will determine what you do here. If you want to live out your childhood dreams, if you always dreamt of becoming a teacher, and now you think that America is going to afford you that opportunity, then now you're going to want to teach. What you do here is predicated on who you say you are. Who am I? What am I doing here? What am I doing here in South Jamaica? What am I doing here in this beautiful place, this place called Queens? What am I doing here? Why did God allow us to come here from across the countries, the islands of the world and the countries? Why have we come here? And number three, where do we go from here? When it's all over, when it's all done, so what they do? Put us down in the grave, take the lights off, and go home? Before a person comes into contact with Jesus, we are defined by the stamp or the labels that the world places upon us. As a matter of fact, many of us are known by those labels. In our past, people call us pimp and thief and juvenile delinquent and drug addict and runaway punk and bum and everything else. Brothers and sisters, before you come to Jesus, we are labels. We come with labels to the cross. Brothers and sisters, but I've come by to tell you that if we do not know who we are in Jesus Christ, that if we have never acclimated to what Jesus Christ has imputed upon us, that we will walk around with those names and we will walk around with those labels. As a matter of fact, you will see people in the house today, people in the kingdom today, still walking around like they're pimps, still living like they are thieves and drug addicts and juvenile delinquent. But I've come by to tell you that in Jesus Christ, you are a new creature. All things are passed away and all things are become new. All things are become new. Brothers and sisters, if you do not know who you are in Jesus Christ, you're like a policeman that walks outside. He walks outside and he tries to put up his hand in Guy Brewer Boulevard and try to stop people, and nobody is stopping. He puts up his hand and nobody stops. And he's like, oh my word, what's going on? He pulls out his little badge, he's trying to stop people, and nobody is stopping. And then finally he looks down and he's like, wow, I do not have on my NYPD uniform. He actually went out as a civilian trying to stop people, and nobody's stopping. He comes into this place, puts on his uniform, and he raises his hands, and traffic is stopping in every direction. Why? Because all of a sudden he figures out who he is. I come by to tell you that unless you put on the righteousness of Christ, unless you let the enemy know that this is who I am who I am. I'm a child of the King. Nobody is going to stop. You wonder why the enemy is having a heyday in your house. Your man is running away with an 18-year-old girl who has all the curves in the right place. You wonder why your children are turning your home into a suburban hellhole, because somebody has not realized who you really are. I come out to tell you that you are a child of a king. There's so many people are walking around today in our churches and they don't know who they are. We don't know who we are. We have not taken on the righteousness of Christ. We have not taken on the authority that God has given to us. And we are walking around as defeated Christians. Have you ever seen us? Oh, Pastor, pray for me. The devil is on my back. Oh, Pastor, every time we open our mouth, we are giving glory to somebody else but Jesus. What the enemy is doing. And oh, Pastor, I just lost my job. And, oh, Pastor, you need to say, I know in whom I believe. Things might be going haywire, but I know that he who began a good work in me is able to perfect it even unto the end. We're walking around like the frozen chosen or us four and no more. We're walking around as if the enemy is the king. No, my friend, you are a child of God. And so many of our young people live those lives of defeat, that we do not know who we are. And what do? They put on the labels, the brand name. We have to define ourselves by our labels, our Prada and our Gucci. Fake Prada bought in Chinatown, but it's Prada anywhere. Or Louis Vuitton. Or fake this or fake that. We have to define ourselves by everything else. We put on the labels, the Aeropostale, the Abercrombie and Fitch, the A&F, the Ralph Lauren. We got to put on all the big names, the Armani Express. We have got to put on this name because somebody has got to see who I am rather than I know who I am. And that's the problem with the church today. The church today is we got a whole lot of fluff. We got a whole lot of Christian who walk around with the Gucci and the Louis Vuitton but don't know who they are in Jesus Christ. I come by to tell you that you have all the energy. You have more power than the atomic bomb put together. You are the child of the King. But who are you? And they come, our young people come and they put on this and say, oh mom, if I get this iPhone, I'm going to be this. And if I get this iPad, and if I get this or this that, you almost want to say like the Jamaican, I and I, Jah Rastafari, I this and I that. Who are you? Brothers and sisters, if I ask you who you are, do you know who you are? These young people don't know who they are. We have not given them the identity that Jesus Christ gave to them. And you wonder why they're walking around dying to wear a label. Looking like naked Britney. They want to look like somebody the world gives them as definitions. But who are you? Who am I? Who am I? The Bible says, I come by to tell you today, South Jamaica, you're not just an immigrant. You're not just another person with a social security number, if we all have our numbers. You are not just another pretty face. You're not just but I come by to tell you, the Apostle Peter writes to the church and says, but you are a chosen generation. Who are you? You see, my friend, if we do not know who we are in Jesus Christ, the world defines us. Oh, we allow the world to define us. And you ever see in the churches today, us West Indian churches, you ever see it? How we refer to people, oh, she is that lady that drives the Benz. Or, oh, he's that guy, he got the Lexus, he got the BMW. Oh, he does this. Oh, she works here, she works on Wall Street. So what's going to happen when Bernie Madoff makes off with your money? Bernie Madoff made off with the money. Billions of dollars went away with, our stock market crashed. So what defines you? Your car? Your house? Does things define you? Oh, sad to say, we have come to this country, and this is like modern-day Sodom and Gomorrah, that we have left the beautiful island of nutmeg and spice. We have come up to this place, and we think, oh, it's better to raise kids here. No, not even cows should be raised here. All these things are so injected with hormone, everything has cancer, brothers and sisters, and we have forgotten why we are really here. You know, why did I come to America? I believe God allowed me to come to America so that I can use my influence to touch the rest of the world. I've come here to use the resources and the influence and the wealth to touch the rest of the world. If you do not know why you are here, you are buying everything you can find with money you do not have to impress people you do not like.